Hello folks and welcome to the channel. Today we're at the World Touring Car 600. We're in the F-Type R14. We're rattling through these cars pretty quickly, and this one here today has been not easy. This is about the 5th setup I've been on. We've got the PP to 599.88 and we've got it moving pretty well. Now I did this the other night and I'm coming back to running it, so let's run through the settings. Fully customizable suspension, totally default. Active LSD controller, all set to default. Downforce, 68 on the front, 434 on the back. So why? We've got a front splitter, we've got side skirts. When you're going to choose these, it looks pretty weird. If you're looking at my picture, it doesn't look like it's got side skirts, but it actually has. Rear diffuser isn't required. It takes the PP too high. And the rear wing is the high level with 20 end caps. Fully customizable ECU set to 100. We've got 17 kilograms of ballast purely to balance things up. That was the tuning element. Power restrictor at 89. We've had to reduce the power because we've overpowered it. This has got 624 brake horsepower. The gearbox, you'll notice, is fully customizable manual set to 480. The trick with this car is its fuel on a standard format won't go to 6 laps, so you have to really back off the throttle, really fuel save, and it really kills the car. So what we've done here is we're using the higher gears, i.e. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th, without going up to 6th, so that we run the car longer in a lower gear. We're not going to use the high gears and rev the engine out. We would normally run this on a supercharger that is low, a low power supercharger, so we're using the low rev range. But for this one, this is a bit, I don't want to use the word glitch tune because it's not. This is a custom tune where we've had to force the settings, so you'll understand when we get the car on the track. So intercooler is racing, supercharger high end, racing on your air cleaner, silencer, exhaust manifolds, racing slotted disc, racing brake pads. Brake controller on, we've put the power all to the front, racing clutch and flywheel. Then we've got stroke up, engine balance tuning and polish ports added. No body rigidity or no weight reduction. Settings will be assists, traction control 1, default ABS, and I'm having to put them both on. She's a pig dog. And then in controller settings, as normal, open button configuration, we're on controller sensitivity 0, that's for the controller. You don't need to worry about any of that. Force feedback, max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. Right, let's get on with this. I really didn't like this car to start with. So power on the 1, brake balance on 5, traction control on 1. We've got no LSD controller. And we're going to punch this thing through the gears. Look at the fuel, 3.9, and it's starting to beat up. She's really slow. She doesn't really get into it just yet. The Audi R8 was just closing the door on us there. We're not in 5th gear yet. We're in the lower half of 4th gear. And we're getting this thing to push. Look. We're going to brake at the 200. Fuel's up to 5.4. She really accelerates well in 2nd gear. She doesn't handle fantastically, but what do you expect? It's a British sports car. In the past they've done really well. 3rd gear at this point. Fuel's up to 5.5. Don't want to have to back off the fuel and conserve, but it's still building. 2nd gear for the under the tunnel. Up to 3rd, feels like we could be in 2nd, but just backing off to give Mr. Beauvoir some room that he thinks he needs. He's doing the same though, isn't he? He's trying to get that clean race bonus too. 3rd gear down to 2nd. Oof, we've got a hit from both sides. Never fun. If there's one car that I think won't get the gold, it's this one. Won't win the race. We'll have to see how we go. So we've got 6 laps of fuel now. We're good on fuel. Braking just after the 200. using the low torque to get her out of the corner. It's not the worst we've come out the final turn, to be honest. Let's see what speed we can get her up to. We've got enough fuel to get us to the halfway point, so we're good. We just have to make sure we manage that. That was 27. That was 3 seconds quicker than some other cars. So I don't think she's that bad. Front and rear tyres all looking like they're evenly wearing. She might go the whole way in a set of tyres. You never know. Going to brake just on the 200 again. Into second gear to make the corner. We're up to 5th place, so that's his Al behind us. Chase Cookerman down. We can't see Gallo at this point. He's chased away, but he will do on those mediums. We've slid wide. We've lost that place to his Al. She doesn't really accelerate like a beast, does she? The engine sounds good, but it's a low RPM jobber. Just touched the wall, but we're 7 seconds up on last lap. Need to get some heat in these tyres. Got to make the front end turn as well, so you've got to overturn the front wheels, which isn't a bad thing. In most of the tunes we drive, we don't really have to turn the front end in. It does it for you. This thing, I think you need to turn it more than you think you actually should. Mr. Cookerman just hanging about there. Let's see if we can use some of his slipstream to get us down the park. He's going to use our slipstream too. 175 mile an hour before we hit the line. There's a 2:13.9. It's not a 2:10, but she's definitely as quick as other cars. So we've managed to get something out of the tune. We've got plenty of fuel to get us to halfway. This is lap 3. Gallo leads us, Willow second, Fraga in third. We're just going to slide our way past. Mr. Fraga comes back past, so we'll have to make that exchange again later in the lap. Now, did I deliberately leave this car close to the end because I knew it would be a bit of a slug? Just be interested to see how the AI drives this setup as to whether the car will make the halfway point. You know, it'd be interesting to know how the AI drive any of the cars. When we force them to run the tyres, maybe they might run mediums. See if they restrict themselves to the PP, I don't know. We'll have to work that out. So just on the brakes here, just trying to give Mr. Fraga some pressure. He's resisting nicely, I must admit. We've had to kind of stay behind him most of the lap. But we're dropping that fuel load now, so we're running long in first gear. He's backed well off. We're slow through that corner. Mr. Suswillow is our next target. We've actually got the fastest lap of the race, but I'm expecting Gallo to knock that down to a 2:10 pretty soon. There he is, 2:13, okay. 2:11.758 by Mr. Suswillow. He's much quicker through there, isn't he? That was a 13.6. Now hopefully as he's further away from us, we might be able to now push on and really start to get the power down and see if we can maybe get a 2:12 this lap. That would be a sight to be seen. We topped out in first gear then. We hit the wall then, she wouldn't turn. I don't think we're going to get that much quicker lap this time out. Let's get the power down. We're faster than our previous lap, but with a clear road, that's not really anything to shout about. This is a bit of a boat, and it's all because of the power. See if we can come out this corner any quicker. I didn't want to have to do more than one stop, and I didn't want to have to fuel save. I wanted to be able to give it the beans all the way through. Well, we're almost a second up on our previous lap, so that should see us in the 2:12 range. We're catching Willow. Is Gallo going to go to the pits? No, not this time. He continues on. So Gallo leads, Willow second. We're in third. We're 5.6 seconds behind the leaders. There's your 2:12. Mr. Cookabun fourth. Mr. Fraga in fifth. Hizal in sixth. Blazan seventh. Mr. Mirzano in eighth. Fifth gear gets us up to 190. That's not tremendously fast, is it? We've had cars in the 210 range. Not my finest setup, I don't think, but I'm of the opinion that it's still got a chance at winning this. I still know it will. Mr. Suswillow is just hindering our progress at this point. We are going to have to force the issue to get past him. There we go. No touchy of walls this time. Drives smoothly, and there's Mr. Gallo, only 5 seconds ahead. It's a lazy slug, this car. It's like a cruise ship or a cement barge from the River Rhine. It is proper tanky. I know some of you guys could make better setups than this one, but she's a problem child from the start, this one. She's a typical middle-aged English married woman. Likes to do it her way, won't be forced. I don't think that's fair, is it? I'll get shot. So we're 5.2 seconds behind. Gallo's heading to the pits. We're going to have enough fuel to get in there, that much we do know. We're probably going to have to take all the fuel when we go through. There's a 2:12.919, so not as fast as our previous lap. Suswillow still holds the fastest lap. He's chasing us down. He's 1.75 seconds behind us. We're still tinkering along. 190, 191. We're faster in the lap to that point than the car with the fastest lap. Pulled out to 2.5 seconds, but we are losing that lead at this point. It is being worn back. Mr. Suswillow's keeping the power down. He's well capable of going a lot faster. We're in the purple zone there, 0.7 of a second. We won't be able to set the fastest lap this time out because this is our in lap. We're 4.4 seconds ahead. One second up on the fastest lap, so that would see us at a 2:10, which is as good as some other cars in the pack. Down to first gear for the final turn. We've got 0.3 on the fuel. We've only got to get into the pit lane, and don't forget the fuel's got to go past 0,0 and be at the point it ticks to minus 0.1. So this can go to 0,0 and we won't run out until it goes away. So we've got plenty of fuel to get in. There we go. We're going to change the tyres. They've worn quite a bit. Then we're going to take 6.2 laps of fuel. And in all fairness, this could be the difference, because she's going to be stationary for a significant amount of time. There's me using a pronoun with a car. That's terrible. We're down to 7th place as it starts. And we're only going to get bang on 6 laps of fuel. And Mr. Cookabun comes out with us. Mr. Cookabun was inside us for a while, cheeky monkey. But we're going to out-drag him down the straight. Do we get to look at him again? There he is. We're going to break between the 200 and the 150, maybe 175. And Mr. Cookabun tries to come up the inside. He does come up the inside. We're in 9th place. Now, what we do know, Mr. Fraga, Mr. Suswillow, Mr. Hizal, they will all pit a little bit later than us. Mr. Gallo is the car we're chasing, but he is on a 2-stopper. So, keeping up with Mr. Cookabun and keeping pace is one thing. As we tried to thread the needle there, we got a bit upset there because Mr. Cookabun was just in our braking zone. He was much quicker than there through there than us, wasn't he? So we've got to see how long it takes them to stop. So Mr. Suswillow's in, Mr. Fraga's in. None of those boys are stopping again. Gallo now takes the field, he takes the head, and they're taking the fuel, so we might have to do some overtaking on the fly here to make this a winner. Look at that, Mr. Cookabun continues on. Yamanaka has probably continued on. Suswillow is just coming out the pit, so we've beat him out. Cookabun, Yamanaka and Gallo potentially yet to pit. We'll have to see how they go. We're on the first of the hottie laps. We need to really wind Mr. Cookabun back in, don't we? We're going to brake between the 250 and the 175. We're going to brake late. We're going to dive into the corner in first gear. Give it all she's got. 15 seconds behind Mr. Gallo. How long's he going to pit for? Does he pit for 15 seconds or does he pit for 20? We're half a second up on our fastest lap. Mr. Gallo's put that 209 in, his trademark 209 that he very often does put in. I don't think this car's going to get the fastest lap, but neither of some of the other cars, but they've still won it. We've caught Mr. Yamanaka. Mr. Cookabun went past Mr. Yamanaka as well. We're going to have to squeeze past. We get a bit of a rub from Mr. Yamanaka, which doesn't please us very much. Wholly unnecessary, but he keeps the pressure on us. Come on, Mr. Cookabun. Where's Mr. Gallo? He's just coming out of the corner. We're going to take the right hand turn and dive in. It's all going to be interesting stuff. Is Gallo going to the pits? Not this time. Is Cookabun? Not this time. Are we? Not this time, no. An 11.3. That is our fastest lap yet. We need to increase that speed by 1.5 seconds. We've still got something in the region of 63% fuel. So we're going to have to do better. We're 14.0 seconds back. Let's break that a little bit later. Oh my, that was feeling deep, said the nun to the vicar. And away we go. 13.7 seconds back. We're going to get an indicator of where we are in a moment. Purple by 0.1, 0.2 almost. And I'd like to say the only difference here is going to be the straight on the final, the speed on the final straight. Oh, I'm going to thread that needle there, get the power back in. Try and keep momentum through here. Are we still purple by half a second? That's tremendous. Let's see if we can keep going here. That'll be a 209.275. If we've got the speed down the straight, that is. We've managed to catch Cookabun again. We're 10.8 seconds behind. Absolutely stunning little run here. Use first gear to try and slow the car down significantly. Now, is Gallo going to go to the pits? He's only 10.7 ahead. Oh, we've lost it. We're 0.5 seconds faster than our previous best, so this will be a 2:10. Gallo's gone to the pits. Is Cookabun going to the pits? No, he's not. So we're racing Cookabun. When did he pit? He pitted at the same time as us, didn't he? Yes, he did. Oh my lord, he is the race then. He's who we've got to beat. Oh yeah. He came past us going into the first turn, didn't he? Oh well, there's the race. The race is on. I had that face then, that look on the face as though she's not going to stop. I've got to be closer to Cookabun. Cookabun's got the fastest lap at 209.945. So he's got the legs on us then. We need to show him who's boss, and he's slowing up on us, but we're going to get up the inside. There we go. That could be the move. That could be the decisive one. We may not have the fastest lap. We may bounce off a couple of walls. but we're going to attempt to win this race. That's 0.6 up. That's tremendous. Is Cookerman having to conserve fuel, or is he conserving tyres? I know our tyres are looking great. We're in first gear, got to slow this thing down. My foot's buried on the brakes. And I could see the traction control cutting in. So we're 2.46 seconds in the lead. We're slower than the fastest lap that we previously had. It looks like the fastest lap at the moment is safe in their hands. There's a 2:10.842, not as quick as our previous one. That was an 8:36. We need to improve by a good second, but we're 2.5 seconds in the lead. Is Cookerman going to push back and challenge us? Is he under pressure from Gallo? Well, we can see by the map in the top right hand corner he's not under any pressure, but we're just going to brake just that little bit more conservatively. Just give ourselves less blood pressure problems. Got through there nicely. We're still 0.2 down, but let's see if we can catch that 0.2 up. Ace this under the bridge. Sideways slide, back in second power, third gear. 4.4 seconds in the lead. It looks like Cookerman's getting caught by Gallo. Gallo has certainly got the power down. We are up by 0.01. It's definitely the speed down the final straight where we're losing out, but we've got the grunt as always through the S's. We are always much quicker than the AI cars through the S's. See if we can take a wider line in, turn round quicker and get the power down. We've lost 3/4 of a second against the computer cars there on that fastest lap. We've just got the one lap remaining. It looks like we're not going to have enough fuel. We're going to have to back off. I'm going to keep the power down for the straight. We need to get to the line. We won't have enough fuel at this point, but with 5.6 seconds in the lead, we're going to be a 27:30, 27:20 sort of time zone. It's going to be the slowest car we've ever had, but is it still going to win it? We're going to brake on the 200 and we're going to drop the power off. We need that fuel. We're going to have to fuel save the last lap. We're 8.5 seconds of the lead. I think we can afford to just back it up them horses a little bit. At 6.3. Did I misread that? I've not got my specs on. A little bit of a mild cough attack there. 7.4, yeah, the time's all over the place. Cookerman's still holding off Gallo. We're really just cruising this lap. 0.4% of fuel to go. The low grind, don't use 0.3. We're going to drop the fuel map to make sure we get there. 8.3 seconds in the lead. First gear, final corner, and then we're going to charge for the line. She's not wanting to go round it. 7.4, 2.7 seconds down. Fastest lap for us then of a 2:10.836 down to 0.2. 6.9 seconds ahead. Cookabun leads out Gallo, followed by Saswillo, Fraga, Beauvoir, Blazan and Grady as we break the line. All the fuel left in the tank, 0.2. And there she is, she can win it. She certainly can. And guess what, it's another red car. How many red cars do I own? So the F-Type R14 comes through the line at 27.21, and we had to fuel save the last lap. We didn't get the fastest lap, Mr. Cookabun, a 2:09.945, and just to show you the difference, if you've been following this race through, Mr. Gentry only 1.41 behind. That's normally around the 2:07. So if this car was 27 seconds, 30 seconds faster, that would have been a 26.10. But that's all she's got. That's all she wrote. What did we get? Clean race bonus. I can't work that out. After that hit and a wall strike, we got the clean race bonus. So she's fat. She's slow. She doesn't like to accelerate. She gets round the corners. She does it. She didn't get the fastest lap. She made it to the end and won, and she got the clean race bonus. Is it a decent grinding car? Well, it was a different race. It's up to you to decide. That's what this is all about. You might also want to make your own setup or share your decent setup with me, because mine's a shed. However, that's all we've got today, folks. Great to have you with us. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Bye for now. 3 stars. That's all she wrote.